Hello, welcome to Wycliffe Library. Miss Lori here for another book talk. I've got 4 books I'd like to talk to you about today. 2 that are from our juvenile fiction collection and 2 that are from our J+ collection. J+ meaning juvenile fiction, but maybe a little bit more intense issues in the books, generally for middle grade, so 5th, 6th, 7th, and even 8th graders. Feel free to come and check out our J+. This book, the first one I'm going to talk to you about, is called Unbound by Anne E. Berg. It's one from the juvenile fiction collection. It is a historical fiction novel written in verse. So for those of you who are not familiar with verse, it reads just like a novel. It has chapters, but it's written almost as a poem, not necessarily rhyming, but because it's in verse, it can be considered poetry. This book, this historical fiction novel, is about a young girl named Grace who is living in slave cabins on a huge plantation. And she is just about to age up into going to the big house on the plantation where the owners live. And she will be expected to work in the kitchens and be a servant of the mistress of the main house. With Grace, she has a little bit of a problem keeping her mouth closed, meaning she speaks what's on her mind. And as a slave girl, she's been told constantly by her mother and her uncle and her family that she must keep her eyes down. She's not considered equal. And those are 2 things that Grace has a little bit of a problem with. You find out very quickly in this book what happens when she can't bite her tongue and she can't keep her eyes down. If you like suspense, if you like to learn a little bit about our history, the good, the bad, and the ugly, pick up this book. It's a fabulous, fabulous read. Again, it's called Unbound by Anne E. Berg. Second, for those of you kids who love spooky stories, scary stories, this one is called Shadow House, and it is one of a series of books. Shadow House is the main title, and the subtitle is The Gathering. This is book number 1, The Gathering. Spooky, spooky, even just looking at the cover of it. The story of The Gathering is that there are 5 young kids who don't know each other, but are all called to this big mansion for any particular reason. They think they're being called for maybe writing a book or winning a prize. And here's what the mansion that they're called to looks like. Once they get to the mansion, they very quickly realize that it isn't exactly what they were expecting. They were all dropped off there. They all go into the house alone, and now they got to get out. The book itself is spooky. The pages are gray and kind of look like they're burned. There's pictures every now and then of kind of spooky, scary things that happen in the book. The reason it's a series is the 5 children that get in the house cannot get out. At the end of the book, there is one that gets out, and then the next series, the rest of them try to get out. So if you like something spooky, you like scary, you like creepy, Shadow House: The Gathering is for you. Again, it's written by Dan Poblocki, who writes lots of creepy books. Now, switching. We're going to J+ graphic fiction. This one's one of my all-time favorites. Again, a part of a series. This one is called Awkward, and it's written by Svetlana Chemkova. Excellent pictures, and part of the thing that I love about graphic novels is that you have the words on the page, and then you also have all of the beautiful artistry. And so you're reading the words, and when you're reading a regular novel, you have to make up what you think the people are looking like in your head. But with a graphic novel, the artist takes care of that for you. So this story is about Penelope, Peppy, she's called Torres, and she is a young girl who has moved to a new school. So everyone who's ever moved to a new school knows how awkward that can be, not knowing anyone, not knowing how to fit in. And Peppy has 2 rules. Her first rule is don't make the mean kids angry. And the second rule is find others who are like-minded and join clubs that they're involved in so that you can meet people and get involved quickly. Right away in the opening of this novel, rule number 1 goes out the window. And she ends up doing something rather mean, and she regrets it immediately. But again, she's a new kid, and she doesn't really know how to fit in, and she doesn't really know how to correct what she did wrong. Reading Awkward will help anybody who's ever been a new kid in school, and will also help those of you who maybe have never been a new kid, have lots of friends, are really involved, and this might help you learn how to welcome a new kid. Awkward by Svetlana Chimikova. Last, but certainly not least, is the most recent book that I've read, finished it last week. It's called Turtle Boy, and is written by M. Evan Wolkenstein. There are so many things in this book, and I know I don't have time. Once I start talking about a book that I love, I can't shut up. Ask my kids, ask my family, ask the people who work here with me. This is a book that I just simply cannot shut up about. Take someone who has a love of turtles, has a malformed chin, is Jewish and is working toward his bar mitzvah, likes environmentally sound things and is looking to work with the environment, and then take hospitals, new friends, old friends, bullying, fighting with friends, all kinds of stuff that is just so fabulously put together by Mr. Wolkenstein. If you are somebody who is a bit introverted, has maybe been bullied a little bit, has good friends but don't really know how to talk to them and share your feelings with them, this is a book that you must read. I am going to tell you, you're going to need to have a box of Kleenex with you at the very least at the end of the book. But this young man, Will, the main character in this book, is someone I believe that anyone can have a connection with. As an adult reading it, I just thought he was fabulous in that while as nervous as he was about doing certain things, he went and did it. As scared as he was, he tried it. And you will find what happens when you put your toe in the water and you give it a shot, win or lose. You're always going to be, at least in my book, a winner for having given it a shot. I cannot, again, recommend this book more highly. Turtle Boy by M. Evan Wolkenstein. Please stop by the library whenever you can. If you have a library card, come with your parents. Come see us in the children's department. We would be happy to give you this book or any of the books that we have. I'm happy to talk about any type of book that you might like. If you don't have a library card, ask Mom or Dad to bring you in to sign you up for a library card so that we can get reading these fabulous books together. Have a great day.